Welcome back to the Dap It Up podcast. It's D, and I'm joined by the Ashen Chevalier.
The roof piece lover himself, Gunnm.
Oh, you got two titles today, huh? This is my favorite podcast on the internet because today we'll cover the latest, greatest news in gaming, like the Bungie layoffs and Spiderman 2, which has been received pretty well, as can be expected. It's a PlayStation-heavy show, but before we get to any of that, what's up with you, Gunnm?
A lot of work, a lot of One Piece. And speaking of One Piece, I just gotta glaze One Piece for a second. Like, peak fiction. Like, Oda is.
I'm getting tired of you saying that. That's a meme at this point.
Oh, like there are things like that I'm starting to understand now that Oda set up like from the beginning or just arcs prior. This is like, this man's a genius. He's a genius. It's like, how does one person make a story like this? It's just crazy. Like, I gotta glaze him. Like, he's.
Oh dear. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
He's a genius. Like, I'm in the middle of Wano right now in the manga, and man, I can't wait till I'm caught up, man. Like, this shit, man, I swear. One Piece is just him when it comes to shows, just series in general.
Right.
But
happy for you. But what else you got going on?
But other than One Piece, I did see Castlevania Nocturne recently, starring our boy Richter from Smash Brothers. Castlevania
from Smash Bros. Okay.
but yeah, it was a good first season, very good first season. Castlevania is always good. Everybody should watch it. It's I think one of Netflix's best shows, so definitely check it out.
Y'all keep telling me that.
Yeah, it's a good show, man. This is good.
I have a TV backlog too. Ain't that crazy?
You get on that. I need to watch The Sopranos, honestly. I've been meaning to watch that for a long time, and I haven't.
You still haven't?
I still haven't.
Oh, child.
I need to sit down and watch that. At least I've seen The Wire and Game of Thrones and all that.
Yeah,
I've seen the major stuff.
Well, Sopranos is major. You gotta complete the Holy Trinity.
You're right. But other than that, we'll talk about it later in the podcast. But I finished Spider-Man, and that's a game. And rightfully so, I will say it definitely deserves to be nominated for Game of the Year for sure. But
we'll talk about that. I agree, but I have my own opinion about Game of the Year.
But
so,
like, other than that, like, really, it's just been work, trying to get this video out, trying to plan how I'm gonna do it. Like, it's based on trails, so it doesn't help that I have no footage. So, so there's that. So,
and 600-700 hours worth of game to get through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's about it. It's work.
Well, myself, it's backlog time. There aren't that many games left that I'm gonna get this year as far as new releases. I mean, Mario RPG and Persona 5 Tactica, that's probably it. So I'm using this in between time, what little of it I have. And then the rest of December, all the way up through January, I'm getting caught up, man. As much as I can, at least I'm getting caught up.
Yeah, because February gonna hit hard.
Not just. It starts with January 26th, bro. Tekken.
Isn't there 3 major games coming out? I'm trying to think. Hold on.
Persona and Final Fantasy are 2 of them.
Persona, Final Fantasy. Wait, and Tekken?
Tekken is in January, but it's a week before Persona, so that don't do me no good.
It may as well. It may as well be February, man. Okay.
Yeah, so you see, I'm trying to do as much as I can. I actually circled back and I didn't beat Final Fantasy 16, but I'm on the final quest, the final one, and I'm like, bro, leave it to me. Leave it to me. I always make fun of you for this, but I just have this terrible habit of saying, I'm almost at the end, almost there, 7 hours left. You're notoriously bad for that. But see, notorious. I should have known better this time, because Final Fantasy 16 is not an RPG. See, I fooled myself. It's still a Final Fantasy game, though.
Mm-hmm.
I fooled myself into thinking
it's a platinum game.
Basically. Just because it's a platinum game, as you put it, I figured, it can't be as long. But then I'm also doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I fought a super boss, and then I'm like, that's not it? Jesus. So after that, I'm going back, wrapping up Baldur's Gate. Probably going to beat Final Fantasy 12. I mean, you didn't ask me what I'm playing, though. This is just kind of what life is like right now, outside of brushing up on editing skills.
Damn.
So a lot of gaming in the downtime and working on the channel in the uptime, right?
Yep.
And that goes for both of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, next, let's talk about the games coming out this week. I noticed we have a score chart, but there's no point in it right now. So we might have to, because, we don't really have a third person regularly like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll figure out a way where you can quiz me and we can alternate. But for now,
okay.
I just like stumping you.
It's
fun. It's fun. So,
yeah.
All right, man. Starting with October 31st. And to anyone new, Gunnm here has to guess the fake game. I'm giving him a list of everything that released between the 31st and the 3rd. So, October 31st, the Foglands. Listen closely too, man. I hate to stop this early. Listen closely, because I feel like you hear the first 4 games and then your brain shuts off. I feel like you fixate on something and then you just be like, you don't retain anything I say. So keep a lookout.
I'm listening.
Take notes if you got to, man. All right. The Foglands. Headbangers Rhythm Royale. Just Ant. Little Goody Two Shoes.
Wait, did you say Just Dance?
Or Juice Ant? Juice Ant?
Juice Ant.
Juice Ant, Just Ant. Little Goody Two Shoes. You Will Die Here Tonight. That's a video game.
Really?
November 1st, we had This Bed We Made. For the Queen 2. Fusion Paradox. Ninja or Die, Shadow of the Sun. Then on November 2nd, Blasphemous 2, Achilles, Legends Untold, For the King 2, My Time at Sandrock, Phantom Galaxies, Played Up, exclamation mark, Power Wash Simulator VR, RoboCop Rogue City, Slime 3K. Jesus, this is more stacked than I was expecting. Star Ocean, the second story R.
Sounds
The
like
Talos
fake one.
Principle 2. Thirsty Suitors. Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion, Complete Edition. DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing, yes please. Fashion Dreamer, almost done. Quantum Error. And WarioWare Move It. Oh, that was yesterday.
Oh, really? Huh.
November 3rd, if I didn't say that.
Yeah. I'm not getting it immediately, but yeah.
I know you're excited about it. See, that was a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if you lost track.
I definitely did.
Nothing stood out to you?
At least not immediately, no.
Disappointing. Well, we might as well fill this dead air. It was For the Queen 2. Because if you were listening...
I was thinking that.
No, you weren't.
I was thinking that,
Cap.
but I wasn't sure.
Cap.
I probably would have went off to something else.
Well, do you know why it was easy to discern it was fake this time?
Why?
Because there was also For the King 2.
What? Wait, did you say I'm For the King? Oh.
Yeah, man. See, you weren't listening. Or maybe you were listening too hard. That's also possible.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Either way,
missed it.
yeah, you failed again. So, time for an update, man. What's going on with these Bungie layoffs?
Well, recently they laid off about 6 to 8% of their workforce, which is a pretty significant number because it's 1,100. I think it's about 1,100 employees there. So that's quite a few. That's close to 100.
Don't do the math.
That's close to 100.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's unfortunate.
So that's a lot of like people like going out the door before the holidays. So obviously, Destiny fans and Bungie fans are a little bit upset because they're like, why are they doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, when you look at the numbers for Destiny 2, they've been down lately. So it seems like that seems to be the catalyst as to why that's been happening. Like live service and games as a service has kind of been down this year, like in general. A lot of games have died this year. Like what the fuck was the name of that platinum one? I can't remember. That nobody
Beats
played.
me. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but nobody played it. But games like that, like a lot of them are just kind of just dying off the face of the earth. So it's been rough for live service games. Even Fortnite has been kind of like on a downward swing. Mm-hmm. So they did release a statement, to try to appease the masses, but it was very PR. So obviously nobody was very happy with it.
Naturally.
Basically.
I mean, what do people expect them to say though? I'm not defending. I'm just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very like it's just PR. So this has been one of the most difficult weeks in our studio's history as we parted ways with people we respect and admire. We spent this week supporting one another, including those who are at the studio, as well as friends and colleagues who no longer are. We want to acknowledge the feedback and concerns you have about Lightfall in recent seasons, which that's not what people are referring to at all.
Mm-hmm.
As well as your responses to the reveal of the final shape. So they basically divert in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like from the actual issue that people have with it. It's like, Jesus.
Right. See, that I didn't know. Okay.
So there's that.
Because the whole PR argument, that's always a weak argument to me, because I'm like, what are they going to say? But they definitely didn't take an ounce of... They gave no grace. They gave no grace with this. They said, hey, Lightfall, though.
Yeah, you can basically guarantee that nobody in management was one of those laid off people. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
But who knows what kind of margins Sony put in place for them to target when they bought them for the year. So that probably has a lot to do with it too. So I don't know. It's just really unfortunate. And we do have someone that from Forbes that's been following it very closely. But so in regards
to
do you
feel
layoffs,
like this was predictable?
Kind of.
Because reflecting on it, I'm kind of like,
because even
I almost feel like, because they said, didn't they say that Bungie was not a reactionary purchase?
Yeah.
Because I remember everyone thinking it was, and it did seem to be framed that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they say that. But I feel like Bungie is one of those cases of a studio that they didn't really need to acquire.
Yeah. A lot of people figure that they purchased them for basically consultation purposes for all these live service projects they got in the oven, but
see how that goes.
It's like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, and we'll see when Sega releases one of these super games, how that goes. This is supposed to be a different spin, I guess, on a live service title. So we'll see how that goes.
One is going to be Sega Smash Bros. Another's going to be a Sonic MMO where you can make your own fursona. Another is going to be a new Persona game that they just claim as a super game under the studio.
Well, if there's anything that could probably... Well, technically they already have a Persona game that's kind of like... I don't want to say live service, but it's based in China though. I forget what it's called.
Live service, dude. It's a gacha game. It's a mobile game.
Yeah.
That's live service. That's the definition of it.
Yeah.
So we gotta figure out what super game means. But speaking of super, Sonic wants to catch up to Mario. You brought this to my attention this morning. What's going on with that?
So at a shareholders meeting, one of their executives brought up that they want to have basically Sonic catch up to Mario So I think what they actually mean by that, because we all know that anyone that has sense knows that it's impossible. So I think what they actually mean, yeah. So I think what they actually mean is get to a similar level of, in terms of like media presence that Mario has, because we all know that Nintendo, we've all seen like kind of like how Nintendo has been trying to like expand into like different avenues of entertainment. Like they're trying to get into movies. They've been pushing really, like you'd be surprised, like hardcore on the merchandise side. Like they're basically trying to become Disney. And if there's any company that I think could possibly like get up there that's around now, it's definitely Nintendo. They can do it.
That's saying a lot, man.
They got the IPs that they got all the IPs they need, honestly, to make it possible, honestly. And
yeah, over 10 years, maybe.
they nostalgia bait, like they do a lot of they operate very similarly to Disney already, but
yeah, but the scale, dude.
I know, but
if you're saying they'll be the video game equivalent, so to speak, then sure.
Yeah, like they already got like theme park attractions. Like they might get to a point to where they could start building their own like full theme parks.
Yeah, might.
And like
I'm sure it's on the horizon. Like, it's just like I don't think you understand. If you're just saying like for the point of comparison, sure.
Yeah.
But if you really thinking that Nintendo is going to be like a Disney competitor, I mean, maybe if Disney bombs, if they fail, but I understand what you're saying. I ain't about to sit here and argue that. They are definitely extremely successful in all facets of media at this point. But I wanted to ask you a question. Don't just base this off your personal experience. Who do you think is more recognizable to the average person? Mario or Sonic?
Mario? Yeah.
Based on what? I mean, you grinning, you yucking like it's not a competition. I didn't say who sold more. I didn't say who's rated higher. I said who is more recognizable.
I think Mario.
And so if your grandpa came over, he has a better chance of knowing who Mario is than Sonic?
I think so.
Why?
Because I feel like Mario is just that I kind of just reached that level of just being iconic as like just a character.
Sonic hasn't?
I don't.
Because see, what I want you to do is eliminate the bias. Eliminate the bias of not liking Sonic games. When you look at Sonic and you look at Mario, because I'm not gonna lie, I agree with you. I just feel like we're saying that for two different reasons.
Yeah, like with a certain generation of people, as far as like Sonic being like super popular, like definitely. Like with our generation, yeah, but like with people that are like Gen Z and younger,
the Sonic movie.
Even with the Sonic movie, I just
even with the Sonic movie,
I just think Mario is more
right. I'm not gonna look because we're not basing this on anything except your personal feelings. But I'm just saying it's crazy to me to think. I don't know, man. I think most people I know, if I showed them a blue hedgehog, they'd be like Sonic. Regardless of the generation.
Yeah.
Because he's a multimedia mascot the same way than Mario is. I think Mario is definitely bigger, but I only think that because he's more marketable to a wider array of people, whereas Sonic is more kids targeted. But you underestimate the weirdos, bro. I'm sorry, the the major Sonic fans, the big Sonic fans, the Sonic heads, whatever they call themselves. That is a cultish, original character, deviant art, like frequenting community right there. And I'm not saying that they compare on any level to like Uncle Tom or Uncle Tom. I was gonna say Uncle Tim, Uncle Tim,
Uncle Tom.
or Aunt Beatrice or whoever, you know. So, but no, I agree with you. I just wanted you to think about it because people be mad hating on Sonic, and it's like, bro, the movies did fantastically, and everybody know. Like my parents know who Sonic is. My uncles know who Sonic is. Yeah. My nephews know who Sonic is. My nieces, you know, everybody. But because it wasn't really. Now, if Mario versus Sonic is a different discussion. A very different discussion, especially depending on what era we're talking about. But I think Mario, yeah, worldwide at least. I'll say this. One thing Mario had, I didn't expect to talk about this for so long. One thing Mario has that is an edge against Sonic, I think, is everything about that world is recognizable. Sonic, it's the main characters, Dr. Robotnik, Green Hill Zone. Mario, it's mushrooms as a whole, Mushroom Kingdom, characters, the bad guys, everything, like Koopas, bro. Name one enemy from Sonic the Hedgehog. You dead. See, that's exactly why I do feel you. It's just I think it'd be crazy to be like, yo, Sonic? Who's Sonic? Come on now.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to top off my little stupid tangent?
Well, back to Sega here.
Yeah.
It's good to dream, but
yeah, that was the original discussion.
Yeah, it's good to dream, but no.
I'll say this. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think is probable.
The movies are definitely propping up the franchise, so there's that.
For sure. What I don't think is probable is catching Mario.
Yes.
Could they reach where Mario is now? Potentially. It just depends on how they handle the series, because if we're being honest, Sonic could have been Mario if Sega would have made different decisions.
Yeah.
Sonic could have been Mario. There was a point where the two were rivals. Not narratively, like just in the gaming space. It was you Sonic or you Mario. So, yeah, like you said, a guy can dream, a company can dream. But something I've also learned is to never say never, because 10 years ago, I would have told you Disney can do no wrong. Well, maybe 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days when I was naive.
Well, I wouldn't even say naive. You just based your opinion off what you were presented with. Those were different times.
Yeah.
Were different times, bro. But I learned never to say never, because 10 years from now, Mario could just be a mobile game. And we're like, hey, you remember Mario? That was fun. And then everybody running around on Fortnite 2 with Sonic the Hedgehog skins. Who knows?
Oh, God.
What you playing, though?
What am I playing? Well, trying to find another game. I just finished Spiderman.
We'll get to that.
Unfortunately, I did at least for the first like couple minutes I started because we talked about this already. I've been thinking about getting into the second Cyber Sleuth game, Hacker's Memory. I know I'm disappointed in myself too, but hopefully I keep wanting to say Bravely Default. God damn it. But hopefully this Star Ocean game will turn me away from doing that, because we all know that those Cyber Sleuth games are a time sink. Sink and a half.
I think I put 70 hours into Hacker's Memory. Didn't even beat it.
I think I did almost 120 in the first one.
I had this weird string of getting to the end of games. Like over the past 2 years, I've been getting to the end of games and just saying, and moving on to the next.
That's funny.
Maybe that just speaks to the frequency of releases that speak to me. Or maybe I just don't have the attention span I used to. I don't know.
You slowly becoming me.
Yeah.
ADHD
I'd rather
gamer.
not. I'd rather not.
ADHD gamer.
I gotta beat stuff and move on, bruh. Like I like to go back to things, but when I got so much on my docket, it feels good to just knock one out at a time. You feel me? Weren't you saying something about Overwatch?
Oh yeah. So BlizzCon is going on. So they had like a little thing like for the community where they let us try the new tank hero that's going to come out next season early, and I tried them last night, and that was the only reason why I didn't start Star Ocean. I was on Overwatch all night trying that new hero, and I might become a tank man. I'm not gonna lie,
bro.
I might become a tank man. That was some of the most fun Overwatch I've ever had playing a hero.
Nice.
Like he is fun, man. A lot of skill expression with that character. Like he's definitely not someone that anyone can just use and be good with.
I want to stay on Overwatch, but I've tried multiple times, bro. Overwatch will always be one of my favorite IPs. Just in terms of broad appeal. Like I love the idea of Overwatch so much, but I can only play it for like a month or two at a time, and then I leave for a year and come back like, what's going on?
Like there's
I don't know why.
A lot of the community is pretty hopeful that once Bobby I won't say it, but that nigga is out of the picture. People are they're pretty hopeful that, you know, things might potentially maybe turn around, maybe.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
They're pretty, like, the community's pretty hopeful. Like, it's, I mean, considering what they've been through, like, I mean, how much worse can it get?
That is true. That is true.
Like they released the skin recently at 65 fucking dollars for a set. I'm like, are you? Excuse me? $65?
You know people pay for it.
Yes, I
You know people pay for it
because I'm
They probably posted on Reddit. They probably posted on Reddit and were like, "Man, what a ripoff!"
I'm like,
that's the purchase being verified.
I'm
right
like
there.
I'm like, you people buying this shit, you are the problem. But it is what it is.
Bro, look, man. If people are buying it, I can't blame them for selling it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man.
So y'all need to grow some nuts or something. It's just, I'm sure whoever. That's the thing, man. This is a whole nother topic, but skins, microtransactions, all of that. I mean, whoever is buying it and can afford it and is enjoying it, their experience is not invalidated. It's not usually for me, but like I said, people buying it, so that's why they charging these exorbitant fees for like a red Mercy suit, like Mercy astronaut cowboy suit or whatever.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong for bullying these people whenever I see those skins? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, technically yes. Technically, yeah. I mean, bullying is usually not a good thing unless it's somebody who plays games on easy mode. You can bully them all day. But yeah, I mean, it just is. I wouldn't harass them, but if you buy that skin knowing what it costs and somebody calls you scum of the earth, you can't be surprised. Put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, maybe one of these days I'll get around to playing Overwatch with you again. The skill gap is probably gonna be enormous because. So you remember how my Trinity was Halo, Pokemon, Tekken?
Mm-hmm.
That has changed even in a year. Like now it's just Tekken, bro. Like I play Pokemon still, but I've retired from competitive battling. Now I just catch everything. I'm like, I just want to catch everything, living decks. So the only multiplayer game that I like stan is Tekken. And that will always, I don't foresee a future where I'm not playing Tekken unless my thumbs get cut off. And even then I'll find a way. I'll get a hitbox and just be like that.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, bro. Cause I'm not gonna dwell on it because obviously at any given moment, yes, I've been playing Tekken. I have circled back to Final Fantasy 16, like I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a discussion with you in private recently about this game. And dude, I think some people might be upset by this. I feel like Final Fantasy 16 deserves a sequel more than any Final Fantasy game in existence. I still have Final Fantasies I need to play, but hear me out. I say this because there was a moment where all of the major characters were standing together near the end of the game, and I'm like, this is a party. This is a party. And I say that not just because a party system would make the game that much better, but because that's just one part of the greater whole that encapsulates what this game is missing. Like it's an action game. I wouldn't even call it an action RPG. I think it pretends to be an RPG. It pretends to be. Like they give you options and you level up, you know? But it just it's the craziest juxtaposition of bare bones gameplay and an immaculate story.
Yeah.
Because as I'm playing through it, I'm like, bro, this is why it needs a sequel. Because if this game would have had mechanics on the level of, say, a 10 or a 7, with that story, this would be the best Final Fantasy game of all time, more than likely. But it just, I don't know, man. They dropped the ball.
Yeah, it's an incredible story, at least to me.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Definitely.
But yeah, and this is coming from someone that loves me a platinum game, a Devil May Cry, all that shit. Like, even the combat for me, it was just like, yeah.
That's the thing. It's serviceable, but even though you jokingly call it a platinum game, it's not even a good platinum game.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, like you there's a handful of loadouts, so to speak, that at a certain point you're like, why would I not use this ability? There's certain abilities, it's like, why would I not just use this all the time? And then functionally, almost everything is based on building damage. I mean, there's a couple little powers here and there that switch it up a bit, but it doesn't really help that the entire gameplay loop is fight enemy, stagger. Oh, this enemy has a shield. Just use an ability. Doesn't matter. You'll blow right through it. You know, it just is rather brain dead. And the story, as amazing as it is, it don't make up for it for me. It's enough that I'm still playing it because it's Final Fantasy. I have to finish it. And I don't think the game is bad by any stretch. It's just like, we talked many podcasts ago about ranking these games. It is definitely nowhere near the top, but it could be, is what bothers me so much. But let's move on to something that doesn't bother me, and that is the success of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Yes. Topic of the week.
Yep. That is.
Go ahead. You go first.
That is. Man, it's not only one of my favorite Marvel stories, like across media. It is without a doubt my favorite Marvel game that I've played.
That's fair.
And,
did you play Ultimate Alliance?
And no, but
I feel like I like
it
more than that.
Yeah, and that includes like the Marvel versus games, like favorites. So I like this more than Marvel 3. Marvel versus Capcom 3, by the way. More than that. This game.
I'm saying that's an easy one for me, but I guess it depends on what you like.
This game. So many, there are just so many like just incredible moments. Even with the side quests. Like, I don't know if you remember like the Howard one, like the one with the pigeon guy, but like that
I remember everything.
Oh yeah, like that one hit me. Like when
did
you, yeah, it did. It did. Yeah. I won't spoil it, but I won't spoil. Here,
I know what happened.
I won't spoil it. I'll look at the camera and say this. I won't spoil it, but it was good. But yeah, I like that. There was the whole spider. Like when you get all the spider bots. Like what happens at the oh my god. I'ma
spoil it.
Oh my god.
So if you don't want to hear what happens, just fast forward like a minute, right? I had called my wife over. I was like, hey, look at this, because I was getting a platinum trophy before we went to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that crossover,
I was like,
the crossover with Into the Spider-Verse, I was like, that makes so much sense that they would do that. Because Peter Parker from the PS5 version was in Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, like that Peter Parker was in it. So I'm like, or that Spider-Man was in it.
Yeah.
So, wow. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to do anything with it, but it makes the whole Spider-Verse seem even deeper in a way. But that was pretty dope.
I was like, man, what is this game? I thought there was going to be more to it, but I was like, man, What the fuck? Not only
So
that,
you clearly over the moon.
so not only that, but the suits, especially for Miles, because they had the Spider-Verse suits.
Did you not play the first game?
I did play the first game, but
Did you beat it?
they didn't have Spider-Verse. Yeah, they didn't have. Did they have Spider-Verse suits in there? I must have not used
Well, in
it.
Miles Morales, I don't remember if they did or not. I'm just the way
I
you
don't
were
either.
talking about that is like you never seen it before, so I was wondering. I didn't remember if you played Spider-Man, but dude, I have to say this about you.
What?
I have to say this about you. I think you. I'm not gonna say suffer because it's not a bad thing. You have, relative to your gaming lifespan, you've recently come into these sort of video games because such a large percentage of it was spent playing only Smash Bros and then only JRPGs that I notice whenever you step out of your comfort zone and you make a smart choice, like a Spider-Man, like arguably a Starfield or some such, you just be like, oh my god, oh whoa, and that's valid. That's valid. But I wonder if you would hold this game up as much if you had the same experience with those third-person, heavy plot-driven games. Because to me, especially as a Spider-Man fan, I really did like this story. Yeah. But it was kind of just. It was kind of okay, just by the motions, figuring it. You know, when you watch a Marvel movie, an MCU movie in particular, and you just like, okay, how are they going to handle this? How are they going to handle this? You knew the game was about Venom. You're like, okay, how are they going to do this? And then it's like, oh, no spoilers. So-and-so ends up being Venom. Okay. Oh, so Miles is over here doing this while Peter's, and they blend those together. None of it is anything I've never seen before, but the sum of all its parts is like, yeah, no, it's a great story. It is. That being said, like, I mean, I was about to hate on Peter. Never mind. Let's do that later.
Look.
Let's do that later.
We can talk about Peter.
Man,
we can talk about Peter. Look,
but see, I'm just trying to be fair to the game.
Look, the game, there's nothing wrong about being fair in general. Like, there's clearly a better character between the two of them, between the two Spider-Man, and you know which one it is. You know which one it is. People are gonna be mad, and that's okay, but. I'm sorry, people. Like, Miles was just the better character, like, in the game, like, just throughout. Like, so Peter.
Here's.
Like, go ahead.
I agree 100%, bro. And we'll get into, like, maybe a little bit of a post-game discussion in a second. But we know there's going to be a third game. What is there for Peter to do at this point? Keeping in mind the not just the character development, but the, I'll say, physical development of his character over the course of the game. I'm just like, all right. I mean, we did the Venom storyline. I know what's coming next. We both know
we
who
know
the primary, but I'm just curious as to what that is going to bring out of Peter that Venom wasn't able to. You know? Like, I don't know. I'm curious. But, whereas Miles is a kid, you know what I mean? He has so much more to do, and he clearly has more of an edge to him than Peter. So, I mean, maybe I know it has to be kid friendly. It has to be, the good guy makes the best decision in the end, but surprise us, man. I don't make Miles kill somebody. I don't know. That'd be interesting. But
Honestly, I think if Harry had died, that would have been interesting.
well, we don't want to. Let's reel it back. Let's reel it in a little bit. Cause I feel you. Maybe we could do a spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Cause we getting to the point now where it's like anybody who hasn't played it is gonna say, "Bro."
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely said a lot.
Yeah. I feel you though. I think it's a great story. It's a great Spider-Man story. I mean, I will say this, man. I don't know what your experience was, but we've come to know these first-party PlayStation games to be just like peak storytelling and gameplay in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
This was the buggiest first-party PlayStation game I've played in a long time.
I didn't experience really too many bugs personally.
Good.
There were a few.
I'm glad.
There were a few, but they were pretty minor in scope. Like,
bro, I've
seen some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, relatively, like, my experience was pretty, like, it was fine.
Bro, I wondered if I was tripping, which is why I thought to ask you about it, because the game crashed on me no less than 5 times.
Really?
There were situations where, like, and by crash, the game would literally glitch out, or I'd be caught in an animation and be stuck. Like, I'm gonna give you one example. One example is this happened at least 3 times that I can remember. I'll be dodging and I'll take a hit, but the game won't register to play the death animation. So I'm still moving around, but I hear the little tone that plays when you die.
Yeah.
The little moo. So it goes moo, and I'm still playing. And then the game fades out, and I'm like, what just happened?
I wonder. So there was something I did hear. So I did hear from MVG that there were some copies of the game that were bad, potentially bad anyway, because you would end up with like a bad install for some reason.
Would that matter with the day one patch though?
Yeah, even with the day one. So I'm
not
sure.
I don't want to hear no excuses. That's still not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not. So I think some of the discs like that they printed were just bad. So I don't know.
Look, you know the little Sandman crystals?
Yeah.
I went to grab one and it traumatized me. So every single one I grabbed, you press the triggers to grab it. And it gives you that little haptic feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So every single one I grabbed, I went, and broke it. Mm-hmm. Because the second one I grabbed, I pressed them at the same time and the camera zoomed out and he's just sitting there like this. And I'm trying to move this control stick and it's just like no music, nothing. He's just stuck in this animation holding this thing. So I cut the game off. I'm like, bro, and I'm telling you, that happened like a good chunky handful of times. I'm like, what is happening? But if that is the case, then that explains it.
Did the second patch fix most of those issues or no?
Second patch, when was that?
Ooh, it was like at least maybe, I want to say 3-4 days after.
No, because it took me like at least a week to beat it.
Yeah, because I did also hear that after the day one patch, like, it introduced more problems.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, somehow that happened, but yeah, everyone's experience with the game is definitely different. So, but yeah. You
probably noticed we haven't talked too much about gameplay, and that's because if you played Miles Morales If you play
Spider-Man
Marvel
1.
Spider-Man, it's like the same thing with a couple bells and whistles. It's fun, but it's it's just more of that.
Yeah, it's not with some except the game doesn't pause anymore when you go into the gadget menu. You can go between gadgets seamlessly, which I appreciate.
It is a nice little quality of life thing, but
you can do some really unique combos because of that now.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but it's another case of why would you? Besides just to do it. Because you don't have to.
Yeah.
By the end of that game, you're so freaking overpowered. But yeah, I'll say I think you liked it more than I did. I liked it a lot, but it didn't wow me. Especially because I don't know if this is just an issue with my TV, because this is maybe the third game now that seemed to be poorly optimized on a graphical front. And I wasn't the only one who thought that.
Really?
Hella people throughout the community think that Miles Morales looked better than Spider-Man 2. I don't know if they patched it, because it felt like toward the end of the game it started looking better, but that opening sequence with Sandman especially looked horrendous on my TV. And don't say it's because the TV is poorly optimized or anything, because other games don't look like it. I don't know, bro.
I almost want to uninstall the game and just play it from the disc without the day one patch and see. I almost want to.
Yeah, man. I don't know. But that said, so game of the year for you?
Is it game of the year for me? No.
No,
it's.
Weren't you just saying you think it's a contender?
I know it is a contender. It's a nominee.
Yeah.
But I know I'm definitely glazing it, but it's not like the definitive game of the year for me. Still got to see how good Super Mario RPG ends up, because I hear they are doing some things to it that are some QOL changes.
I don't think there's a chance in hell that game is game of the year. And I'm looking forward to it more than you probably. I don't think there's a chance. But what I'm not even gonna say, because I think we should save that discussion for another time.
I'm gonna wait until I finish Metroid Prime Remastered
or play Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Did you finish Resident Evil?
Oh.
This is what I'm saying. You are not equipped for this discussion, my friend. So we can't even talk about game of the year yet.
Yeah.
We got at least a month before we talk about that. But Spider-Man, yeah, play it for sure. Play it. I'm sure other people love it. I like it a lot. It's great. It's not my game of the year. Right. Good. And if someone said it's their game of the year, I'd question what else you've played, but I don't think it's a bad pick. So let's move on to our last little segment.
Last thing, I hate Miles's last suit that he has in the game. I hate how he has his hair coming off the top.
You want to talk about that next time?
It's like, okay, we get it.
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Do you want to do a spoiler cast next time and talk about that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you see, you can't help yourself. We talk about it after, because I knew what you were about to say. Just hold on to that, though.
Okay.
Hold on to that.
Okay.
Yeah. We got a new bonus round today before we wrap things up. It's called Game Translator. Can you guess what we're about to do?
No. Game Translator?
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a foreign name for a video game. I'm pretty sure all of these are Japanese. I might have mixed some others in there, but I feel like Japanese is a safer bet for you. So I'm gonna struggle through these titles, through some of them at least.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to tell me what the English name of this game is.
Oh god.
And I want to see how many you get right.
Oh god.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
First one. Bear with me, please. Apologies in advance. Zelda no Densetsu Tsukaiwado Soto.
What was the last word?
Tsukaiwado Soto.
I have no fucking clue, so I'm just gonna say Twilight Princess.
Oh, so you think it's Zelda?
Yeah, it's Zelda, but I don't know which.
You got it right, but it's Skyward Sword.
Okay.
Which was hilarious. I'm like, they literally are saying it. But
I knew it was a Zelda game, but I just didn't know which.
You had that part, so I'll give you half a point. Zero.
You did say so. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Just keep going.
Zero.
That's it?
That's it. Zero.
Like Mega Man ZX, maybe?
No. Fatal Frame, you fool. You're so bad at this.
Fatal?
I didn't know that, honestly.
What the fuck?
Zero. I did not know that.
And it's called
okay.
Zero? That's interesting.
I got a layup for you.
Okay.
Mother 2.
I'm gonna guess and say Mother 2.
Mother 2.
Well, wait, hold on. Was it called Earthbound here?
Was it?
Instead? So Earthbound
was
2?
it? Earthbound.
Earthbound 2, okay.
But I'll give it to you. I don't know why you second guessed yourself.
Okay.
Okay, here's another. Akumaju Dracula. Oh, okay. Let me look at the other version of this because they got two versions of it here. Akumaju Dracula. They're gonna be like, you racist.
Akumaju Dracula.
Because one of these is typed out weird.
Akumaju Dracula. Is it a Castlevania game? I couldn't tell you.
It is Castlevania.
Okay.
Dracula should have given it away. So we got two more. Let's see. Bare Knuckle. Ikari no Tekken.
Bare Knuckle.
And it's not Tekken. It's not Tekken. Bare Knuckle. Ikari no Tekken. It tells you in the name it's no Tekken. It ain't Tekken. Bare Knuckle.
Ikari no Tekken. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Streets of Rage.
Okay.
Man, my grandma knew that one. That's not true. Okay, Rockman.
Rockman.
If you don't know
Mega
this
Man.
one,
Mega Man.
okay. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Good job. You did, but I thought this was fun.
I got a couple.
The Zelda one is interesting, bro. I'm like,
I couldn't tell.
I mean, it's
Yeah, I couldn't tell which one.
Yeah, I'm shocked he couldn't.
But I did hear Sora at the end. I'm like, damn it, you know what? It's gotta be Skyward Sword.
Zelda Master Sword. But good job, Ish. That's a wrap. Where you at?
Well, on Twitter, I'm at Topics the Creator.
Aggressive?
Yeah. Yeah. Skip Elon Musk. I gotta stop. I gotta stop being so aggressive. Let's see. So Tumblr. So what's that one? Gunnm. YouTube. Gunnm921. And Twitch. Topics21.
Hey, there you go. Look up your boy. Me, I'm goals in fitness on everything. Pretty much everything. I mean, I'm D goals on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok like that, just here and there. So look up goals in fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a pretty good show. Had to knock a little bit of rust off because we've been sporadic with it lately. But
Yeah.
I think next week maybe let's add a little Spiderman spoiler cast on here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We can talk about bad hair days at that point. But until then.
All right. Peace.